Alright, yeah, we got, another battle against someone called kurbyk14 something, and he actually has a low tier team. Oh my god! Now I can stop ranting, and yeah, happy days. Because I just uploaded that 107.5 rand video, and I watched it back, I was like, okay, I didn't really get anywhere in that at all. Oh well. If you wish for me to qualify any of my statements, then I'll be happy to. Whatever, fuck it. Let's not dwell on that, because battle that I actually, it was alright. Like I say, he has quite a loaded team. I actually felt in reasonable control for most of the game. But yeah, so it wasn't too bad. Anyway, we both predict both of us to lead out with our weather setter-uppers, so I go with my Scarf Mienshao, and I'm assuming he leads with the Scarf Medichamps, and both of which should rape a Bomber Snow and Polytoad into the ground respectively. We can switch into a Gliscor, and I'm going to go into my Polytoad, and he's going to get his Toxicorp. Now, the reason I wanted to do that was because no man in their right mind, or no person in their right mind, is going to stay in with a Gliscor against a Polytoad, because there's Ice Beam, Scald, maybe a Hydro Bomb. There's numerous things Polytoad can do. Ow, that was weird. Yeah. So I kind of figured he'd want to go into a Bomber Snow to deal with me, get the hail up, so I set up Toxic, and I'm like, boom, that is your Bomber Snow effectively crippled for the entire game. So, yeah! No, I need a Stealth Rocks up, and that's most of his team crippled for the entire game. Unfortunately, he does have a Tentacruel, but I figure, hey, let's go to Pharaoh. I do dodge a Leech Seed, that wasn't really intentional. I was more afraid of, say, a Giga Drain. Because, well, just in general, I mean, I figured Pharaoh is quite a good spot to be in. Hail will deal with, the lefties' loss. I can Leech Seed shit up, so it's dandy. It's very dandy for me right now. So, I'm cool with that. He is going to switch into his Gliscor as I set up my Stealth Rocks, and then he's going to set up his Stealth Rocks as I go for a Leech Seed. And I'm just going to try and whittle down the Gliscor a bit. Power whip him down a bit, it's nice. So, yeah, pretty much it. Like I say, I wasn't feeling particularly threatened the entire battle, because he could have done some worse things, but like I say, he bought a Typhlosion, he bought a Medicham, he bought a Glaceon, and you know what? More power to the guy. More respect for him bringing those three than just bringing Heatran, Kyurem, I don't know, what's the other... Well, I don't know what you'd bring instead of Medicham, because Medicham's actually quite good, but there you go. And he was just going to taunt me after I've set everything up that I wanted to set up, which was interesting. So, yeah, I wasn't quite sure how I could quantify the fact that he went taunt, but whatever, if you wanted to. I mean, I wasn't going to start setting up anymore. But he's going to switch out, he's going to go into Tentacruel. I predicted he would switch into something, so I just went for a knockoff, just to get rid of the Black Sludge or lefties. And now Hale's going to be kicking his ass slowly, and I was tempted to go Leech Seed, but I wasn't quite sure if he had Rain Dish. I mean, I know everyone and their bloody dog has got Rain Dish Tentacruel, but, he'd brought some low-tier team, or low-tier stuff, so I was thinking, well, you never know, maybe he might be running a, Liquid Ooze Tentacruel, which is the far better choice. I think it is. I mean, Leech Seed, it's not as common in OU, but it's still quite a common thing knocking around. And Liquid Ooze kicks ass, as Terry is shown. Freaking Terry killed things with his Liquid Ooze. Anyway, he's to start scolding me. What I wanted to do was that you can do the old tactic of, if you keep setting up Stealth Rocks as he rapid spins, then you can just sort of keep going like that, and then he can't spin your rocks away, and he's taking Iron Barbs damage. It's one of the things why Pharaoh is so fucking... I'm going to say awesome there. Decent. Yeah, let's go with decent, for lack of a better word. Because he's got Iron Barbs, anything that wants to rapid spin you just keep setting up Stealth Rocks, and they're just going to kill themselves over the next few turns. So that's what I was going for, but he didn't seem quite ready to bite on that one, and I don't really want my Pharaoh to get burned, because it does still have some useful applications, and, I can bring it in on some things, and the Bomber Snow looked pretty stumped by that Pharaoh, so we'll see how we go on that. But, I'm going to go into my Polytoad because I don't care about Tentacruel. I'm chill beanies with that. So he's going to go for a rapid spin. Again, that's not too bad. I can still set it up again. But he does have the Abomber, the Typhlosion, and the Glaceon, which I would kind of like Stealth Rocks around for, just in case he's got a Sash Typhlosion or something like that. I don't know. You never know. The extra damage is always nice. But he's going to go for Protect here as I go for a Scald, which I kind of find a bit weird. It's almost like he expected people to just run Polytoad. So he had Protect in the eventuality, I don't know. Maybe he wanted to Toxic Stall a bit, but the problem is with running this kind of thing in Hail is that it doesn't get any recovery. That is the brutal problem with Hail and Sand. It's just that Sand, for some inexplicable reasons, got 3 types that are immune to it, and Hail only has 1. So, yeah. Anyway, I do Scald, and I do get the burn that I was kind of hoping for. I find it a bit unfair that he didn't get one over the course of, 5 Scalds he used, but, it's luck-based. What are you going to do? Either way, I was just going to whittle him down till he pisses off, but now I can go into my Magma Zone. If he's going to set up T-Spikes, I literally do not care. The only things that get hurt by T-Spikes on this team are Polytoad and Mienshao. Like, Stealth Rocks is the far scarier concept if anyone was going to use it against me, because, like I say, Gira's got a lot of bulk, but it doesn't have any HP investment, I don't think, so losing HP on Gira is kind of big unless you get the right switch in, and Dragonite's got multi-scale, so it's kind of crucial. Anyway, I figured he was going to switch, or he was going to sit in there and Scald. He'd be quicker than me, I'd get a sub up anyway. Yeah, I just figured I either get a sub up on a switch or I get a sub up and a free kill. It doesn't really matter to me, it's just the same thing. But now here comes a Bomb of Snow, and I am so glad I'm running Hidden Power. I mean, I could have gone Flash Cannon and it probably would have done the same thing, but Hidden Power Fire is just a nice, safe, easy, definite, gonna brutally kill the Bomb of Snow. So, I don't know, you can kind of toss it up. I mean, a lot of people running Hidden Power Ice just because it's got a lot better coverage, but Hidden Power Fire, especially if I want to make the bluff that, oh look, I'm Magnet Pull. That's kind of why it's there, and I prefer it for that. But in comes this Gliscor, and he's going to go for an EQ, and I'm like, mate, Analytic, Stab, Max Special Attack, Modest, what is it, freaking Flash Cannon? Yeah, get wrecked, son, get wrecked. Zone does not care. So down goes the Gliscor, and Zone's doing pretty decent bit of work, and range isn't even up, so it's like cool beans. So I'm quite happy with that. There is going to be a point where, yeah, this is kind of the point where Zone really hasn't got much to do. I mean, he's got this Medicham, a Typhlosion, and I think he's got his Glaceon left. He should do. So this Medicham is kind of the only thing I really need to play around, because huge power, and if it's Scarf, that's a brutal amount of damage it can dish out. But I want my Rain up. Oh, he still has his Tentacruel, doesn't he? Yeah. I want my Rain up, so I'm just going to go to my Polytoad, and I'm literally just going to sack it. Just get it out of the way. It was common, so may as well. And now I'm just going to go into Dragonite, kind of literally, because I wasn't entirely sure what I wanted to do. I kind of wanted to gauge how much a high jump kick would do. I actually took Medicham for granted quite a lot, because it does do quite a lot. And I roost and I have less HP than I did when I started, so I was like, right, that's a losing battle. If I Dragon Claw, then Extreme Speed, I will probably kill it, and I still have a Dragonite hanging around for Death Fodder, for, I don't know. It's nice to have, And there is also the other thing that I can roost up on the Glaceon, and its Blizzards won't do as much. Either way, in comes the Glaceon as I go Dragon Claw, and I do get a crit, and that did matter, because it was quite obviously fucking bulky as shit. And that's at least 3 for KO, and it could have been a Wish one, so, yeah. It's probably like the one I've got that in my Hail teams. What is it? It's like a pretty bulky Hail Body, Wish Protect, Toxic, Frost Breath one. Yeah, that's fucking evil. You haven't seen pain till you've used one of those. It's just like the Vaporeon, but it gets so much more HP back. I suppose it has less HP to begin with, but still. Either way, I'm just going to go for my Extreme Speed. It does a hell of a lot, but I kind of figured I was going to, I wasn't going to get anywhere with that. But there you go. So, I'm just going to go into Mienshao. I can just U-turn it. He obviously doesn't want to sack his Medicham just yet, which is fairly understandable. But I do have to keep that in the back of my mind. Because again, like when Tubes uses Terrakion, in my head it is scarfed. Because, I don't see Medicham a lot. And that's the good point of bringing someone low tier to an OU game. Most likely 9 out of 10 times, the guy you're playing hasn't going to have really seen the poke you're using. Unless he's like the jack of all tiers. So, there you go. But now he is going to escort my Pharaoh. I'm just going to get my Stealth Rocks up again, because I'm still a little bit worried about the Typhlosion. And, if the Medicham wants to keep switching in and out, then I'd rather have the extra residual damage, and I think 2 hits of Stealth Rocks would probably kill it. But, like I say, I'm just going to go Stealth Rocks again, just in case he wanted to try Rapid Spitting, so just the safer play. He still doesn't get a burn, though, and I was like, wow, really? Really, game? That's evil. Anyway, so now he's going to go into Typhlosion, and Pharaoh's pretty much done at this point. I went for a knockoff, just for the hell of it. I don't know, he could be Scar Specs. I don't know. So I just figured I'd leave Pharaoh in to die. It did its job. I mean, I still have a zone if I need to sack anything. But now I can go into my lovely Gyarados. Intimidate it just in case it's randomly expert belt with Thunder Punch. Doesn't look it, because he's just going to go Focus Blast again. I'm going to DD. If I was him, if his Medicham was scarfed, I would have literally just switched straight into it, because I'm not entirely sure actually. I think if it was scarfed Jolly Medicham, it would probably outspeed Pass 1 Gyarados. But he stays in, he condemns his Typhlosion, and in turn condemns his winnings. So it was a good match. Like I say, I felt in reasonable control. That crit on the Glaceon probably did change some things, because, like I say, that Dragonite got a free extreme speed on that Medicham. So it would have been a bit interesting. It kind of depends how long his stuff hung around for. But, well, I won at the end of the day. So it was kind of an alright battle, middle of the road. Nothing amazing happened, nothing really crap happened. It was just there, which I suppose is kind of one of the worst battles you can get, but whatever. I will see you guys in a bit. Peace.